5 seconds.
Alright, good evening everybody who's joining us on YouTube. This is match 2 of Wave.XIL's against Ad Ultimus in the JDL. This is XIL's kind of first time, I think, really giving the JDL a big serious go, and they're doing well. They won the first game, so they're now 3-0 in the league, and this is match 2, although that last game, 60 minutes, PL Morphling versus Bruma. Oh god, it was just so close.
It was split push Farm Central. They were playing very much Chinese Dota there. A mix between the split push of VG plus the farming of Newbie, which worked out very well for them at the end. And
the ridiculous one hero comeback of Scythe or something. Yeah, this was all about the what can you do on your hero. But yeah, we're back for game 2. I'm joined by Metamorphosis. Say hello, Metamorphosis.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Nice to be back.
And also we've got Divok joining us on stats. I need to quickly have a look, make sure I know, or Divok might even be able to do a stats pop-up for the exact address of his Twitch. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. I am looking it up right now. I think it is twitch.tv/DivokDota, DIVOKDOTA, and he's going to be doing stats for this round. So we are all, well, I'm anyway, really looking forward to that. So yeah, what do you think is going to happen this time?
This is really interesting because, you know, Wave.XIL's last round, they did draft the Doom, and in this round, it's the first ban Doom, and I think that threw off Ad Ultimus up because they're taking a lot of time to figure out what to ban, and they're running out of time, I think, at the moment.
Like
I don't know whether that was was intentional, or is there a glitch?
Oh, there's a glitch. We must have missed some chat. It's restarted. All right, let's back out. Oh well, we almost made it. We almost made it.
Because I was thinking that's a very, very brave strategy from Ad Ultimus to.
So it remake, same password. I'm just going to make sure Divok's on the way in as well. Yep, he's in. Excellent, wonderful. We good to go? I think we should be good to go. And it is Divok Dota. Alright, wonderful. Just checking that all out with Divok. Okay, cool beans. We are good to go. I'm sure everybody's internet will work this time. For anybody watching on YouTube, this is just part of the real JDL experience, really. And yeah,
connections in different places and.
Alright, so now shall we say that? Now shall we discuss how hugely important the fact that Ad Ultimus now know about that first Doom ban?
Yeah, but
oh wait, Radiance ban? David, he messed us up. I'm pretty sure that should be XIL first pick. Not sure if David is gonna push that. But c'est la vie. C'est la vie. Why is his name not showing up in the, I don't know, whatever. Okay, so Faceless Void coming out from David. I know he's not a huge fan of him. I thought he was planning on picking him last game. With the whole him going first and banning Doom, that's what that screamed at to me.
He was banned as well by Ad Ultimus.
Was it not Wave who banned first last time, or was it Ad Ultimus?
I have no idea, but I'm pretty sure I saw Doom.
It was Doom, yeah.
Banned, sorry.
Dyer's pick.
Oh, okay, maybe we saw different bits then.
Yeah.
But DP, okay, Lycan banned out. I think that's a very good ban for Ad Ultimus if they are planning on doing some solid push with this Death Prophet.
I think Ad Ultimus is playing a similar strategy by the looks of things, which is we want to push towers quickly, we want to bottle you guys up. Wave.XIL with a first pick on the Invoker, that's quite interesting.
At the end of the last draft, I was saying it is insane that David hasn't picked up Man Invoker yet. he has a lot of respect for the hero, and also he's got a stand-in on his team who's very, very good at Invoker. It's and it's such a great hero for a stand-in as well, because you're a bit of a ringer. You know, it doesn't matter if you haven't been kind of like constantly up to date on all the team strategies. You can go in, you can make some space, you can add a bit to team fight, you can add a bit to split push.
Yeah,
and then they pick up the Shadow Shape.
He's such a flexible hero. You can run him solo, safe lane, off lane, or mid. I mean, obviously, generally you try not to run him in the off lane, but with the Quas, Wex, and Exalt, you can go for like a kind of a hard carry, hard pushing build, Necro Boots, Boots Travel, Midas, and go Exalt, and that gives you a lot of damage output. You can go for a mainly disable with a Quas Wex combination as well, Tornado EMP. So you effectively can do a lot with that hero. Depending on how the game is going, you can adjust him accordingly within the first 5 minutes and decide what you want to do with him.
Now, I mean, like, naturally I would assume that they picked him knowing that it would be going up against the Death Prophet and being happy that that matchup could go in favour of the Invoker. And I can see that happening, but how does Invoker do against Skywrath? Because it sounds weird, and I've never done it, and I don't like the sound of it, but I have been seeing some side lane, you know, even position 1 Death Prophets recently.
Yeah, I mean, again, Death Prophet is a great position too. She can transit well into being a great position 1 as well. You tank her up with a bit of a heart.
Oh no, but I actually mean
towers.
Not mid, just straight position 1.
Yeah, position 1 being in the safe lane. But you know, she's a good hero to be in that position, because when she tanks up, she could just run around with her ulti, and that causes huge amounts of damage and distress to the other team. So they might be able to run a Skywrath mid. And Skywrath is, again, a great counter for a lot of heroes. He has long range, he can spam abilities, and that silence, if it goes on Invoker, let me just check out how many seconds it is. 3, 4, 5, and 6 seconds. It does affect a team fight, and it does affect it massively. And if he Ancient Seal is a great ability to have. So that's a nice kind of counter in general to any hero that you're going to pick up. But it's also a nice counter to Invoker. Wave.XILs, though, picking up their own counter push with the Shadow Shaman. So, and he has quite a few nice disables. So it's going to be interesting to see who the early game favors, who takes the initial towers, who can push that momentum, who can create that momentum.
Yeah, I like the bans we've been seeing out as well. The Brewmaster, I think, had to go. The Doom's out. It would not be in their interest to let Ad Ultimus get their hands on that again. Tidehunter, and also excellent ban from Ad Ultimus, because of course does have a huge advantage on the Dire. And XAL, I almost, I don't know, Shadow Shaman or Tide? Would you have gone Shadow Shaman there as Dire, with Tide playing such a big impact in the last one, or would you have gone for the Shadow Shaman?
I would have gone Tide, personally, because I know Exile Zumog, and he's a good Tide, and he does the ancient stacking, and that makes a huge difference. So he's a very, very solid Tide player. But also, you know, they pick up the Centaur, who's a great hero in the offlane as well. Ad Ultimus with the Enigma. I'll be looking forward to see how he plays that, because I'm a big fan of Enigma, and I'm a big Enigma player as well. So, you know, I always say this. Any game can be won or lost, no matter how late it is, by a good Black Hole. Because it's such a critical move to changing the tide of a fight. But yeah, you know, you can make or break a team with a good Black Hole, basically.
I mean, emphasis on the, you know, you can. It's not saying you will, or that it's even likely, but you can. It's like, I know what you mean, like Chrono, a little bit.
Let's not go there, okay? I know you hate playing the Enigma, but I love playing the Enigma, and generally, I tend to initiate very well with him, and I tend to play good Black Holes.
You do. I've refused to draft. I used to refuse to draft Enigma for you, and then we had games where you did very well, and that position has almost changed. Maybe one day I'll even draft you Enigma.
Maybe one day. But yeah, and in terms of the bans, you're right within the regards to the bans. Exile's great band in the Brew. Brew played a really good game last game, although his build was rather strange. And
Brew?
with Exile.
No, Mana Boots, Blink,
I mean,
Ags. Oh, and then from that
Refreshing.
point on, maybe the late game build was a little over ambitious. It was all about diving now.
Visage, great. I mean, he's one of the strongest laning phase supports in the whole game. I mean, he's one of the highest armored heroes as well in terms of the early game. Because he just doesn't care about damage or right click damage because he's just so tanky. And with the Soul Assumption burst damage and the Wave.XIL, that makes a huge difference into kind of securing those kills. Okay, I think he's one of the worst people to play with in a lane because it's kill steal central if you're playing a Visage.
Yeah, of course, especially when you go tri-lane on tri-lane. I mean, I'm just looking at this.
Yeah.
Have a look at these lanes. What are the lanes? Because there's one very traditional way that they could do it. Centaur off lane, Invoker mid, defensive tri, and then for the other guys it's Enigma jungle, Darkseer off lane. But I'm wondering whether Wave are planning an aggro tri or something. Like, why would Ad Ultimus pick up the Darkseer then when you don't even know if the carry's going to be melee? I suppose just as set up for Black Hole, but it seems a lot to invest just for that wombo combo. Like, Darkseer can have an awful lane depending on who he's against.
It gives them that great push. The Darkseer gives them the push which they played in the last game, which is we can push out the lanes, push out the wave, secure those early towers. I can appreciate it, but yeah, you are right. It wasn't...
Like, if they can get Darkseer up against Centaur, I can almost see that, so long as Centaur doesn't focus on return, but if he does, that's going to be tricky. I don't know.
No, but I mean, here's the thing. You could always run an aggro try with Viper, Visage, and Shadow Shaman, run the Invoker solo safe lane against the Darkseer, and run the Centaur mid against the Death Prophet.
There it is. That justifies it completely. The Ember Spirit. Because I was going to say, you can group people up, but you can't do that much damage. And Skywrath Mage's ult might sound amazing in combo with Black Hole or whatever, but it actually isn't that good because it splits the damage. So when you get your big 5-man Black Hole and you drop a Skywrath Mage ult down on it, nobody takes that much damage. But late farming Ember Spirit, Battle Fury crits, yeah. Darkseer, Enigma, fuck it. Put a Magnus mid as well. I don't care. It does make me think that Wave are probably going to go aggro. I'm genuinely expecting this now.
Both teams have really good lineups. Yeah. Both teams have really good team lineups in terms of they're securing the mid game and the late game. So they have the security of the mid game heroes that can help with the push, the counter push, the tower defense, and they also have the late game heroes as well. So we'll see who's going to favor, who's going to be able to farm more, because that's going to make the difference in this game.
You want to introduce one of the teams? I can't remember which way around we did it last time.
I'll introduce the Wave team. So on the Viper going forward towards the aggressive tri lane is David E. Stevenson.
Let's hold up on that. Let's hold up on the introductions because this is going to be a big 4-on-4 clash right in the middle of the Radiant jungle if I don't judge this totally wrong. Invoker's coming down as well. Getting a bit of right click. Mainly just hazing out. But with Radiant on the retreat, that does mean that Wave are going to be able to get their wards up. And when you're running up against an Enigma, who's probably going to be going in the jungle, in fact definitely when you've got a Darkseer.
Yeah, I think they should have warded. Yeah.
Where are the wards?
I think they should have
warded. Put more wards down, guys. Ward everything.
Yeah.
Ward all of the things.
I really think they should have warded more of the jungle and kind of stopped him from being able to.
I think that might have been a slight. I mean, Shadow is fairly new on the team, like literally earlier today or something. So I think fair enough for a bit of miscommunication there.
There are massive clicks coming out from the Skywrath going, they've warded somewhere, let's ward it. And they put down their 2 sentries right smack in the middle of the jungle, thinking that's warded for the Enigma, while in fact those weren't the camp that were warded. So that's just...
I mean, what they were going for was the Magic Bush. That's the logical ward to do when you're going up against a jungle Enigma. You do Magic Bush, and then you do a bunch of other ones, and then that means that they de-ward the Magic Bush, and then they're out of sentries, and they can't de-ward all the stuff.
Yeah, but in terms of the range of it, it would have caught the Magic Bush. But I mean, they put 2 wards down, so they've wasted their sentries at the moment, so they won't be able to de-ward the pull camps accordingly. But Enigma will have, I wouldn't say an easy time, but somewhat over 3 hard camps in the jungle. He can pull from different lanes as well, so...
But overall, I think Yeah, that. David, you having a bit of a rage at me there. Shouldn't be talking
I
in game.
don't know what's going on yet. I don't think we are talking game. Are we talking game?
Yeah. We can.
No, but it's fine. Yeah.
Ooh, interesting stat coming out from Dibok. After some obviously very heavy, CERN level calculations coming out, from 6.81 only, of course, it does look like Wave have a 2.2% advantage, which is massive. Yeah. No, that's a huge lie. As Dibok said, could go either way.
Yeah, but as we were saying, a big part of it is the work that has been put into Wave.XIL and the work that all the team members and the team captain David has been put into with them. It's really nice to see that improvement, not only through watching the game, but also to see it proven by stats as well.
Thanks.
Absolutely. And they're going back to kind of slightly more traditional XIL Dota now. They're not going for any big particular wombo combo. They're not even really going for a 4 protect 1. It's just going to be depending on playing heroes that play well, heroes that can do effective things early game. I mean, you would agree with me here. The late game by far goes to Ad Ulti. Like XIL,
yeah.
Like once it even gets to 40 minutes, unless they're in a highly dominant position, they're going to be struggling.
Yeah, I mean, a big part of it, I mean, Viper is a great hero, Invoker is a great hero, but against the damage output that is going to come out from the Ember, it's all going to rely on how effectively are they going to shut them down in the early game. So we'll see what happens here. And, we see massive pings coming out from the Enigma, we see pings coming out from the Skarath and going, there are wards somewhere, we can't see them.
We don't know where they are, and we've put down both of our sentries.
Yeah, well, they smoked up and they're going on mid, and, And
actually free farm for Umark up top. And I mean, that's huge on a Centaur. He'll have his blink.
They're planning to gank the Enigma, the Invoker.
He can just back out.
You saw them.
Nowhere close.
And I think they're swapping the lanes at the moment by the looks of things.
Looks like, yep.
Because...
But I mean, Darkseer won't do too well against Viper. They actually have...
Generally though,
an inventory?
Yeah, we see the Darkseer here.
I don't know.
They smoked up to the top lane. Okay, massive pings
Mark
coming
needs
out,
to back out. I mean, they don't really have a dedicated stun. Oh no, they've got Searing Chains. Forcing them to take a long route around, take a bit more creep harass. I think he probably would have been better to try for some kind of route that took him nearer his lane there. But I mean, he can run these round, pick up the farm back at the tower. Yeah. It's no big deal.
Although, yeah, I think the lanes should be switched out. Yep.
TP cancelled.
David E, team captain. I really think the lanes should be switched out, because a big part of it is the reason why Ad Ultimus switched the lanes, because they can't farm up the Ember against the Viper. And they spend so much time, kind of wasting their time trying to walk there through the smoke. They did nothing mid. That, you have nice levels on Wave.XIL, and they should take advantage of that, buy TP scrolls, and go top. Because what are you going to do if you're Ad Ultimus? Are you going to switch out the lanes again? Are you going to walk your heroes down to the bot lane to lose more XP?
I mean, what Wave really need to be doing, if they want to get kills on this Darkseer, they can make sure Darkseer has a bad lane, sure. But if they want to get kills on him, they need Shadow to be the one. Shadow on the Shadow Shaman. Oh, that works. To be the one looping around trying to get up behind him. Because slows against Surge do nothing. He gets max move speed regardless of how much you've slowed him for 4.5 seconds or whatever it is. He will get out if he's just slowed. You need stun. But Shackle is perfect. Shackle is exactly what you need to kill a Darkseer.
You can, at level 2, you can sheep him once, and then shackle him, and effectively... Yeah, and we're seeing lane swaps happening at the moment, which is a great decision. It's, Enigma's jungle has been warded completely, so he's having to go lane at the moment and try to use the Dire jungle, which again,
great.
You're losing a lot of time and a lot of farm on the Enigma, which is the last thing you want. I mean, it's 4 minutes ill, and he has absolutely nothing. and that's the last thing you want
Dire's
on someone
middle
like the
tower is
Enigma, who
under
has a lot of
siege.
who needs a lot of the early game farm. He needs the mech, he needs the blink dagger, and if he's not getting any of those, then he's losing out in the game.
What I'm not a huge fan of though on the XIL side, and this is a habit David he has with Viper. Once if he's doing a side lane, he'll once he's happy at the stage where he doesn't need the supports around anymore, he'll send them to the other side lane, and that can work great. But the problem is Centaur needs levels. Gold's hugely beneficial to Centaur, sure, but he needs levels, and he can do great. You know, 1-on-3 if he's got levels.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they should be doing with these supports. Going for jungle, just pure roam, maybe just going for kills on Darkseer rather than just phasing him out.
Exactly. The reason why you set up a tri-lane is to set up a kill. So that way you can get the farm and get the levels that you need on your heroes. If your tri-lane is becoming static, then you're losing effectively, because you're not getting what you initially drafted these heroes to do. And you know, I appreciate the tri-lane swap, but the whole point is to have the Viper versus the Ember to stop the Ember from farming.
Yeah,
and
I completely agree.
Now you have the Centaur, so effectively you haven't stopped him from farming. And you know, I appreciate the Viper can free farm against the Darkseer, but he's not going to kill him. And then that tri-lane is going to be incredibly hard to get a kill as well. So
Tier 1 mid about to go down actually for Dire. First DP ult of the game actually already popped. It wasn't quite enough to get it down. That surprises me. And yeah, I mean, I don't think it's awful for XIL. Like, you know, the Ad Ulti tri-lane isn't doing what it was supposed to do either. It was also supposed to get kills. But I mean, like, arguably the one advantage that they could definitely get from doing this is that they could have someone stacking and pulling, stacking and pulling, stacking and pulling, making sure that they always had, you know, that extra source of XP coming in, given that they had a dominance in the game. But they're not. They're just running it tri-lane v tri-lane.
You can leave the, for example, the Visage to stack and pull, and you can leave the one with the heavy stuns in lane to be able to make sure that he can protect your hero. Oh, Agre is going to go down to the Viper there. He just let him have that haste.
Oh, here comes Psionic. That's a first blood, but David, he's in trouble. Oh no, there's the Viper. Nether Strike, Alan Everson coming in as well, and there's the Sunstrike as well. Beautiful job.
Yeah, I mean,
David showing off his Viper swagger.
Yeah,
I missed
don't know why he didn't deny that. Basically, they were both standing there, and the Enigma was trying to secure it. He saw the Viper go in on it, and he didn't let him. He just let him have it, and effectively he died because of it. And the Death Prophet wasn't there quickly enough to contest any of that. So
possibly watching other lanes.
I think it was
something.
just.
Oh, there it is. Shackle goes down on Hydra. They just need a stomp or a double edge. They get both, and that's an easy kill. I think they get into the stage now where they will be able to shut down this this Ember Spirit.
Yeah, and Ad Ultimus are basically losing out on almost on both their side lanes. Their safe lane didn't go as planned. They rotated it. They lost an XP in gold, and now their carry goes in it. And you know, Ember is not an aggressive, like kind of aggro tri-lane carry. Again.
And the DP ult forced through a tower that's already so low. Just have a quick look at mid. I mean, it started off at like 300 health.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And that's the only lane that Ad Ulti had been winning. They were definitely winning the mid, by far.
But
so for the Viper to get that pick off on Death Prophet, and for Invoker to be the one who actually gets a kill goal, that is huge.
Attack. You're allowed to start.
And the Ember went down, and we see another swapping of the lanes. And Ad Ultimus are not settling down into their lanes, and they're paying for it. We see another rotation. Shadow Shaman went bot, Visage went bot, and these rotations are honestly losing Ad Ultimus the game, because your heroes are not farming as they're supposed to be doing. Nothing is going to plan accordingly except the mid, and
the mid is going very well. I mean, shout out there, Death Prophet 40 and 10 over Invoker's 14 and 4. Like, that is a very well won lane.
Dire's top tower is under siege.
But I mean, they're trying to get something out of it. They're creating their quick rotations. They want these towers very quickly to secure the Ember the farm,
and they've got a good pushing lineup.
They'll probably be able to get this tower.
Well, they don't have creeps. I don't know.
They'll be
Enigma
able to
really
take it
opening
with,
this up.
Yeah,
You're right, they
with
probably
Darkseer
can,
and
but with
Enigma.
4 people, that's not exactly a win. I don't know.
Yeah, and again, you know, the Ember trying to secure
Next wave
farm
of creeps
against 2
also
supports.
destroyed.
Radiant's middle
Ooh,
tower
Yapple
is
tried
being
to TP
attacked.
top, but his TP was cancelled by Searing Chains. So,
Oh, good job. That's very useful.
but generally,
DP ult
you know,
up.
the Ember still.
This is a lane where it goes
Yeah,
down.
but-
This is a push.
But that's still okay because you have the Shadow Shaman grabbing
Oh,
levels
Davide too far
against
forward.
the.
Stampede to get them out. And it's just going to be a simple
Radiant's
push.
middle tower is
Davide,
under
why is he going to
siege.
choose? I hope.
Dire's
That's right.
top tower
To
is
just
being
get the hell out of
attacked.
dodge.
Oh, and the Ember
Dire's
Spirit
top
might go
tower has
down
been
with another right
destroyed.
click.
There it is. There's that one more right click. Yapple does have enough time there to pick up the XP as well. So that was fairly decent from him.
Which is nice, considering that he's going to hit 6 soon. He should try and deny himself
Shadow
to
making a
creeps,
very nice move
which
here,
is-
going for the creep deny.
My ancestors
Oh, unlucky.
But
It's
the
going to be
Dark
very,
Side
very
is last
difficult
hit.
against Ion Shell.
lack discipline.
Just that constant damage. Makes it very easy for Darkseid to get the last hit. But it was
Yeah.
the right idea. Well
It-
played.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Bad news for you fans of towers out there.
Again, Ad Ultimus getting their farm through the towers, but the rotations so far are costing them a lot. Because they're not buying the right space to be able to farm correctly on the Ember. And in terms of lost hits, if another rotation, they might be thinking about going bot. Again, that's exactly what they did last game, which is the quick pushing strat. Having said that, Shadow Shaman should hit 6 soon after this wave of creeps. And that's going to make it incredibly harder for them to push these tier 1s down.
Silence goes down. It looks like this is where Ad Ulti engage and maybe try and turn this around a little bit. Nice vacuum into
Dire's
wall.
middle tower is under
Davide in
siege.
trouble. If they can get out just losing the Visage, that's a huge win. Stampede goes down. Shadow comes forward. They get the stomp on 2. That's Death Prophet.
Radiant's
Enigma.
top tower is under attack.
Are they going to be going for more? I think it would be greedy. Davide very, very low and still big nukers left on the Ad Ulti team. But 2 for 1. And that was a lot of big
and they
ults
have
down.
this Shadow.
Under siege.
Yeah, they have the Shadow Shaman's ult, so they might be able to push this, although it might be slightly unwise. Mecha's there, which is nice, he
Radiant's
just
top
doesn't have the
tower
mana
is
for
being
it.
attacked.
And you know, the top
he's not
tower
going to
is
have
gonna
the
push.
he's not going to have the mana anytime soon. Yeah, Ad Ulti really want to take this fight. They are so keen. There's Umar jumping right in on the Ember Spirit, possibly a little bit too deep. His team aren't there. Here come the wards, but Psionic Lord comes in with ult, and this is going to look this is going to be dangerous. Alan Iverson going down. Davide unfortunately taken down as well. Death Prophet does take a fall, but Visage is the only one left on the Dire team. Does manage to take out Darkseer. Now going for Adore. Manages to make it 3 for 4. Well played to Yapple. And actually the
Massive clicks.
yeah, the Ad Ulti teammates just cannot stand up to this Visage. There's still some wards left. There's still Visage minions. We've got 2 creeps. The only danger here is that they might take the tower into deny range.
They'll
But yeah.
probably take it into deny range, but he might be able to get the last hit if he's careful enough.
Nope.
Radiant's bottom tower has been denied.
And the Sunstrike misses Skywrath, but still a little bit more map control. Going to make the bot jungle a lot more dangerous for Ad Ulti to farm. Well played, boys. Well played.
It's a nice thing, and also we saw the lovely thing about Visage. He jumped to the highest kills in the game with 4 kills and 2 deaths, and that's what's going to happen throughout the game. I'm going to be interested in seeing what he builds, because I will say this to a lot of Visage players: they tend to go for Aghanims, but what's better to go for Aghanims on Visage? To kind of take the pressure off your offlaner, to take the pressure of your position 1 and 2. If you're getting those kills, if you're
Blue
getting those,
sorry, Ember Spirit getting really, really low down on mid. Just one more right click. He gets Nether Strike. That'll kill him. And the Stampede as well, followed up by a Shackles, is going to see Darkseer brought really, really low, finished off by Sunstrike. This is looking like the kind of game that XIL enjoys.
Yeah, they have their nice push.
Shadow
when
being
it
brought
comes
really
to
low
the
by
Shadow
Skywrath.
Shaman.
Dire's bottom tower is
Looks like
being
Skywrath
attacked.
is going to take a fall in return. Given that Shadow Shaman wards aren't up, that's actually worth it in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean it's a 3-for-1 exchange, so it's definitely worth
Dire's
it.
bottom
Yeah.
tower is under attack. I only mention it as a conversation starter. How are you doing otherwise?
Psionic Lord very,
Yeah, as I was
very
saying,
insistent on defending the mid. Yes, sorry.
the Visage, a great thing for him to go, if he's getting those kills due to Soul Assumption, is to go AC instead of Aghanims, because that makes a huge difference towards other team members in the game. So I'll be looking forward to see what he builds in terms of tier 3 items.
Is that not a little bit greedy?
No. Aghanims is 4,200. Visage is one of the few supports in the game that can afford and build an AC due to his strength in the laning phase.
Assuming you get all those kills. Looks like he's...
Yeah,
Dire want him. Dire really want him. They're nowhere close though. Instead they're going to rotate straight down to Davide. Are spotted out by Dire wards. Davide doing a nice bit of leaning here. Going a bit of the wrong way, but doing generally a nice bit of leaning, managing to get out. And no big problem. Calling for pings rightly, because this is going to be a big push coming out from Ad Ulti.
Ad Ultimus are playing the same strategy that they played last game, which is we're going to try to take towers, we're going to 5-man rotate as quickly as possible, which is a great strategy, and they have the security in the late game in the Ember. The problem is Wave.XIL do have counter push, and they do have mech up.
Structures have been fortified.
And, you know...
Radiant's top tower is under siege.
I mean, it's mainly just foreplay basically right now, to be honest. DP ult is down. I think it was probably popped a little bit early because, you know, as you can see, most of this is just being spent further down the lane, waiting for their lane to catch up.
Yeah, and you know, the Enigma spends so much time out of his jungle and like moving around that unfortunately he's not where he needs to be. He doesn't have a mech up. He doesn't have anything really at this stage.
No blink.
And for him to walk, to walk in the middle of Exiles and try to black hole against Familiars and Stomp and Cold Snap and Shackles, it's just not going to happen. Just too many disables on the Exile team for him to just casually walk in there and black hole 5 heroes.
Ad Ulti also have very few disables themselves shy of the black hole. You know, I mean, I think the best thing they've got for setting it up would probably be something like a Surge in. Oh, and they want Hydra. Yeah. They really want this Ember Spirit. They know that the only chance that Ad Ulti have is late, and they want to shut down that possibility as much as possible. Hydra doing a good job getting out though, but there's a blink stun coming out from Centaur, and that's a dead Ember Spirit. Looks like Psionic Lord is wondering about coming in though. Let's take a quick zoom out. Oh, and XIL are going out. Here we go. Adray falls down as well. I really think that AD are trying to go in here. They've got a plan. They want to try and get out some kills, but it's really just wandering around and letting Wave.XIL just jump all over the place.
Yeah, they segmented way too much and they were completely out of position. The Enigma was caught on one side. Darkseer and Death Prophet were on a completely different side as well, and you know, they paid for that with 3 heroes.
I mean, as we saw in the first game though, both of these teams very, very capable at, you know, running the kind of the push and the counter push and just making sure the lanes are kept in a safe place and getting the farm. Both teams are very skilled at that. There's not going to be any huge mistakes made which allows just one giant rotation to take racks because someone was stupid. It's going to be hard fought. And let's not forget, you know, Ad Ulti are still ahead on towers. They've got a nice...
Yeah, towers, but, you know, I mean, these towers are going to go down immediately to a few...
Where's the Visage stun?
Maybe Shadow Shaman wards.
Oh, the DP ult used defensively for the first time. This could be big, especially since that Wave.XIL are pretty much going to be able to just move out. David is suffering from a huge slow there, but it's not going to be enough for them to catch him. That familiar stun might be crucial though, especially if he can stop the Malefice on Enigma. Oh, but here we go. The XIL squad are here. They're just going to turn in on this. David really low, manages to get Nether Strike off and pops mech, bringing the DP low. Skywrath ult pops down, takes out Darkseer, whose wall manages to miss basically everyone thanks to some nice juking from XIL. And now they're chasing a Death Prophet. Never a safe thing to do. Shadow doing an excellent job. Denied.
Deny himself to the creeps. He's like, I'm not getting out of this, so I'd rather die to the creeps there.
Well played, Shoeman.
Death Prophet ulti goes down.
Well played, Shoeman.
Oh, and the black hole goes down.
Black hole goes down.
Immediately cancelled.
It's cancelled, but still, it's enough.
Cancelled.
It's enough to put XIL on the retreat. Is that nuke going to be enough? No, not even close. But there's going to be a Crypt Swarm. Like 20 frames or whatever the distance of measurement is here would have been enough to save that Invoker. It was so close.
If Invoker had, if he had his phase boots, he would have been able to get away. Although I have no idea what
Black
Viper is doing now.
hole.
He knows there's 5 of them here. Why? Yeah, he backs to the tower, which is a wise choice.
There aren't 5. He can go on this. Legit, Viper OP.
But yeah,
Viper
again,
can kill anyone.
you know, But again, you know, the Enigma, no black hole, just a soul ring and boots, and he's way behind where he should be at this stage.
Yep.
And it's costing them. It's costing them massively.
And black hole down for more than 2 minutes. I mean, you're right. It's not good. And XIL are also able to do the thing where they can use 3 heroes. And this actually is what they were doing last game as well. These annoying bastards. They're just using 3 heroes, maybe 4, to tie up the entire enemy team while someone goes off and secures some farm. Like, the farm thus far has really been focused on Umag. I think they're quite keen to get the pipe up. Probably to try and shut down the Darkseer.
Shut down the Death Prophet.
Enigma. Well, no, Death Prophet's mainly physical damage.
Physical, yeah, but I mean, it's the Crypt Swarm and everything like that.
Crypt Swarm
It will help
hurts,
them.
yeah. Shadow's going to be taken down so quickly by this DP ult. They've really got to be quick if they want to fight this, and they need to focus Death Prophet. But that's what happens. Buffalo Riot now being focused down by 2 of the ranged cores on the Dire side. He's finished as well, 2013, and that's not even the last year's date. That's actually the score. The Applejack being brought incredibly low. Just need one more right click. He's got Davidy coming in behind. Inverson finished off with just one massive Crypt Swarm. Ember Spirit finished off by the Familius when the when Davidy was EMP'd, and there it is, beautiful Familius stun coming out from, I think, the Applejack on the Visage, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
I told you. I mean, the Visage is absolutely.
Now you get back.
Only a stealing kills,
now you get back. Now you run the hell away. What on? Okay, Skyroth misses his ult, which might be enough to save Davidy's life. One more right click will do it. Visage Familia is ready for the stun. Silly boy.
Familiars, they're kind of phasing out. And look at it this way: Visage still 7 kills, which is the same as Viper and the same as Invoker. Told you, Visage it's just. You know, if you have a good Visage player on your team.
Wasn't it like TI2? Wasn't it like TI2 or something where it was just like, yeah, carry Visage, completely legit, cannot be argued with. Early game strats, tri-lane versus tri-lane, too much damage. Just too much damage.
And like, the thing is, considering he's only on 8 last hits, and he has effectively just as much farm as his carry, so. You know, impressive numbers on Visage all around. You know, and I'm a big Visage player as well, big fan of the hero. So, you know, shout out there.
To all the Visage homies in the house. And Visage to all your Native Americans. It's Visage, not Visage.
Touche. And the good thing about it now is, you know, Wave.XIL have so many towers. They do have a medallion as well. Invoker has 4 spirits. They can really go for a quick rush if they wanted to.
Oh, things are happening. Umag's found Psionic Lord on the Death Prophet, and unfortunately, her escape path leads right into Viper, who unfortunately is sitting right under Skyroth. Thought gets vacuumed beautifully into a nice wall, but actually Umag brought back so that his stomp manages to catch out Buffalo and Psionic. A lot of damage coming out here, but it's not enough to secure any kills. Davidy neatly avoiding the wall. What Wave.XIL have managed to do though is get all of those ults dropped. They just need to back off, wait for DP ult to come down. And then they can push tower. But or really you know what? Or you can just go for it. You know, whatever. Don't mind me. And you know, they do manage to take out the Death Prophet, so this is extra time for them.
Soul Assumption goes down on the Death Prophet, and yeah.
It's enough. It's enough for sure. Next wave coming down. Is there anything that Darkseer and Ember can do to stop this push? I mean, they got...
Not really, because Ember, he's building a Battle Fury, he's still far away from his... I mean, he still has one more component for his Battle Fury, so he doesn't have the damage output, and...
Yeah, being brought really low. Just needs one more right click from the Invoker, and he gets it. Vacuum tried to use to interrupt, but it's not going to be big. Black Hole again! Dropped! And then cancelled! Adray, I don't think... I don't know. I don't want to guess. Maybe just a bad game. He certainly got shut down a lot. He needs that blink.
Yeah, I mean, a big part of it is every time he's dropping it, there is no one around him to deal the damage, so... Yeah, every time that the Enigma tried to drop a Black Hole, or has been in a good position, since he doesn't have his blink and doesn't have mech, his only option is to, you know, kind of walk in there and try to drop it. By the time he's doing it, the carries on his team are dead. So there is no one there to deal the damage. So, you know, he has to cancel it and
Dire's
walk
bottom
out.
tower has been destroyed.
Visage is a support hero with the 6th most average damage dealt out. Out of all the heroes present, only Skywrath tops him, and after this game, that could change. It's certainly true. I mean, if there was ever going to be a game where I thought Visage was genuinely going to majorly affect the stats average for all Dota games ever, it would be this one. Yapple's been doing an amazing job. What's he on? 8 for 3 with 11 assists. Aegis of the Immortal dropped, guys. Pick it up, you noobs, says Shadow angrily.
And a big part of it is in TI4 we saw a lot of Skywrath being played as position 1 or position 2. And, you know, traditionally, I don't think before TI4 that was the case. So if you take out those numbers, you know...
I don't know, I mean, I always saw him as a mid first, and then someone who turned into a support. I don't know. But I think he works so well, the way they're playing him now.
Yeah.
Not having a go at people who play mid, but this works. Can't argue with that. He's doing a great job.
24 minutes. Yeah. I mean, what support at 24 minutes with only 9 lost hits can afford a medallion and an Agonins? You know? There's only a
getting all the damn kill steals. It's also quite a clever one to put in a lane with someone like Viper.
Yes, because of the slow plus the Viper slow. It's a nice. And
also, Viper isn't the kind of guy who needs kills, so long as he's got a fairly decent, you know, kind of gold income. And also, he's fairly good at kill stealing himself if he's not the carry with Nether Toxin. So, Soul Assumption does a huge amount of damage. I mean, you know, how many kills does David have? Is he at least equal with Visage? Okay, no, he's actually ahead of Visage.
Well, yeah, that has changed recently, but I mean, yeah, the top 3 heroes in terms of kill death rate, it's Viper on 9, Invoker on 9, Visage on 8, followed by the Death Prophet on 6, and the Darkseer on 4. So I mean, we're seeing a huge deficit. I mean, you can tell it by the kill count, 28 to 16. You know, that's a huge thing. There's only one external tower standing for Ad Ultimus, and I do appreciate what they were trying to do with the quick push, but the reason why it didn't work for them this time is because Enigma couldn't farm his jungle, so he was forced into lane, and he doesn't have.
Oh, David going really bold here on the Enigma. Actually, it's gonna pay off. It's gonna absolutely pay off. Shadow getting a beautiful ward trap down on the Darkseer. Not gonna be able to speed his way through that. Sleight of Fist coming out from Ember Spirit, but he hasn't got the farm to make that really effective. He's got his Battle Fury, sure.
Yeah.
So if they can get the group up with a perfect black hole or vacuum, Sleight of Fist will be huge.
Yeah,
but there's no crits yet.
Every time, yeah, and I mean, Wave.XIL, they're doing the right thing. Every time they're seeing the Enigma, they're just trying to burst him down and kill him as quickly as possible. The Medallion is going down on him, Viper is bursting him down, the Familiars are going on him, and that's the right choice. You don't want that black hole to go down, and considering how long it takes him to walk there, why not, you know?
And Skywrath is definitely going to fall here. David just getting some nice quick pickoffs. He should still have mech. Okay, he's got mana for mech. He may need to pop it. Meanwhile, Alan Iverson playing the ringer role here, really just making space. Shadow Shaman along with the creeps, just getting the damage down on the tower. So long as they don't lose anyone, it doesn't matter what kind of distraction goes on over to the left.
Alan, you need Quas. Alan, go Quas. You need a bit more healing. Alan.
There's a vacuum. There's a stampede though. Enigma's too far back to be able to take anything out of this. Stampede 4-staff. All the way across the lane.
Yeah, and I mean they're
tier 3 down.
They're in a completely dominating position. They were low in health, low in mana. They didn't have to or need to take that team fight, and they made the right choice to back away. You know, I mean, essential items are going down on everyone. It's really hard to kill them in teamfight situation, and you see everyone going in Umag now. We'll see whether they manage to grab a kill. Black Hole's committed. Black Hole's cancelled thanks to Cold Snap.
Beautiful job, Cold Snap, and no kills.
Middle tower is being attacked.
No kills. Oh dear. Oh.
Yeah. I mean,
dear.
that is just, that tells you how this game is going.
Well, fingers crossed.
One time that Enigma,
But I mean, you know, but as you were
It's
saying
just-
before, to add a little bit of attention to this, they haven't lost Drax yet, and we have always said, you especially, if you've got Enigma in the game, it's one of those lineups where you can always get team wipes, unless it's ridiculously far, and it's not ridiculously far yet.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Ad Ultimus are still in this game. The big problem right now is they've been pushed back so much. Here is what they need to do. They need to secure that Blink or that mech on the Enigma to be able to take those team fights. And also they need to kind of smoke rotate into the jungle, maybe with Darkseer, Death Prophet, and Skyrod. Kind of create that space for the Enigma, for the Ember Spirit to be able to farm. Because they've been pushed back so much at the moment that they're not able to get those essential items that they need. The only person who has the items at the moment is Death Prophet. And, you know, Death Prophet can only tank so much of the damage. You know, she can't do everything by herself. And
they want to go straight down on this Ember Spirit again. David, he was pinging this out just before the pause. He wanted everybody with him there. I think he's getting ready now to be making plays. So the smoke went down, and they just want to rush Hydra.
yeah, I really hope. I really hope Ember does have. Yes.
Oh, how far away is the Remnant?
I was saying.
As we watch all of these missiles fly across the map, that actually did a fair bit of damage.
Look at how much damage. Yeah, I mean, it's. I was about to say, I really hope he has a Remnant somewhere, and he did. And
I mean, Wave could have avoided that if, you know, when you're going in on someone like that, you'd start off with the Shadow Shaman, and the first thing that goes down is Hex or Shackles. And you don't give him a chance to press R or whatever the hell he needs to press. It's a bit of a mistake there, but they did manage to get a lot of damage down, and, you know, it's slowing down the farm. Quick stat coming out from Divok, your average 6.81 Enigma has a kill-death assist ratio of 3.2. Our Enigma here is 1-7-10. For a change, I'll let viewers do the math.
1-10-7.
1-10-7. I don't know how to take assists into a kill-death ratio, but I'm going to assume that that's bad.
Assist kill. I can do the kill-death ratio, so he has a 0.1.
Oh, and the stomp goes down. Psionic Lord in real trouble here. So much nuke being taken out. The Skyro thought goes down as well. Actually not dead. I'm really surprised. The Yules got off just in time then, but it wasn't enough. Wall dropped down. Beautiful vacuum. Actually, two big right clickers, two big ranged right clickers secured by Darkseer there, and they're actually going to be managed to finishing off Davide. Umag manages to get a stomp down. He wants to get the double edge to get a kill, but he's killed by his own illusion from the Darkseer wall. It's actually 3 for 2 in favor of Ad Ulti here, but two of them have had to back off to heal, and it's going to be enough for Alan Emberson and Yapplejack to finish off these racks. They need to get back now, though. Alan just pops the Aegis.
They can take this fight. Considering the fact that you have the Shadow Shaman wards, if Visage turns back and he does have the...
Well, Psionic Lord's going to go down, but I mean, Alan Emberson, there's just too much silence there for an Invoker to fight effectively, I think. So 5-3 and a pair of racks down in favor of Wave.XIL. I think they won that. That's the kind of push you need.
Yeah.
Now they focus on another lane.
Yeah, and then you had a buyback as well from the Death Prophet. That's something to remember. So a big part of it is, you know, you're the most farmed hero on the map. Got delayed. She can't buy her items now because she had to buy back. And you know, I love seeing that as well. Visage went back in, knew he was going to die, secured the kill on the Death Prophet, and he's sitting on another 2,300 gold. You know, so whatever he wants to build, he can build them now. Having said that, Enigma...
Sorry.
Yeah, Enigma on the other side, though, still with just Soul Ring and Magic Wand. And I love the Enigma, but the Enigma's been shut down hard this game, and I hate seeing that because, you know, he's not getting the opportunity to do what he's really good at doing, what he can do, and I'm sure of it. So that is just rather unfortunate at this stage in the game.
I think that those first, like even before the minute mark, when they were doing that kind of warding palaver, there was so much there that has hugely affected this, because, you know, they put the 2 sentries down in the same place, which is a mistake. Wave kind of made a mistake in not warding, but that actually managed to bait out the sentries early from Ad Ulti, so that kind of actually worked in Wave's favor. So the Enigma then had to go in lane, which he isn't good at, and which robbed the XP off the carry. You know, it could have gone totally different
and then
if that Enigma had managed to actually farm properly and get blink.
Yeah, and then they had to switch out their tri-lanes, and
Twice.
Enigma was still laning at that stage. Yeah, we saw the massive forest being recreated a moment ago.
I mean, to put it in perspective,
But yeah, and it's the kind
Enigma
of
has just about enough net worth to buy a BKB if all the gold and all of the items he had, you know, if he could sell them at full price right now, he could just buy so not a BKB, a Blink. That's the kind of stage he's at. 2.6k net worth. Not enough, bro. And David E ordering the split push. He's going to go for top tower while his team tries to take out mid. Unfortunately, of course, the nice way that Dota is arranged means that that's slightly hard to do because a mid wave arrives at a different time. But the wards go down on the mid tower. And now they've just grouped up as 5. Pipe's gone down. It's going to be very, very difficult to stop this. Crypt Swarm doesn't do much, and it has been doing so much this game. David E having a right-click battle with Psionic Lord, but Yule's gonna save that Death Prophet. David E has already popped mech. Death Prophet gonna get healed up, but effectively taken out of that fight by David E in the distraction. David E finished off by the tower. Just kicked my headphone cable for no reason. Tower goes down, but buybacks all over the place. I mean, again, in kills, Ad Ulti are certainly taking the advantage here. But every time wave push, they're getting an objective.
Yeah, and I mean, if this keeps happening, let's say 2 or 3 more team fights, then it will definitely go in Ultimus's favor. Because, yeah, they might be losing 2 heroes with 2 buybacks, but the cooldown is going to get higher and higher for Wave.XIL, and they can't just kind of grab a tier 3 out of 4 heroes dying and a buyback on the centaur. You know, that buyback did nothing, and you know they might lose a tower out of this. But yeah, generally speaking, these exchanges are not going into their favor, and that's just, I mean, Ad Ultimus's defense so far has been immaculate in terms of the high ground. But again, you know, the 1 rack down, you know, no items on key heroes so far.
Umarg and Alan possibly in trouble. There's the black hole. It catches Umarg. Invoker beautifully managing to full staff out.
Full staff himself away, yeah. And he's just going to TP out.
Oh no, he's not. Beautiful vacuum comes out from Darkseer and a silence from Death Prophet. So there's not going to be any Ghost Walk. So many nukes coming out from Skyroth Mage. And the BKB pop.
Oh,
perfect timing, and he's going to make it out. So much invested there by Ad Ulti.
And it was the right investment. I mean, that's all that they
can
get
the hex!
They need to grab
There's a shackle
kills.
going down on the oh, the wards weren't really needed with a Viper there, but you know what? Make space. Make space on the map. Make that space, make it huge. Meta, I'm gonna have to go AFK very, very quickly if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, of course. And we have our stat man with us as well for this game, so hopefully it will go well. Again, with regards to this game, Ad Ultimus are playing a really, really good high ground defense game. So there is a potential for them to make, for them to make a comeback. There is a really, really good potential there. Having said that, they need those key items on their heroes fast. The Death Prophet grabs a heart, which is a brilliant item for her considering this game. She needs that tank ability to be able to walk around with her ult, do even more damage. Having said that, currently, Wave.XIL, they're securing Roche. And that might be just what they need to be able to finish that game. So we'll see how this game goes. They're moving around. They found the DD as well, so putting it on the Viper or on the Invoker would be great for their push. Yeah, and it goes on the Viper and they're trying to push mid. Lots of pings coming out as well, going, they're in the jungle, back away, protect the high ground. We have to defend this, otherwise we will die. So we'll see who wins with regards to this team fight. The pushing team or the defending team.
Excuse me, and I am back. My
You're
gosh.
just in time.
Whew, that was close. Okay, so the range strikes there was almost going to go down from the last push anyway. David being brought so low by this Death Prophet as the ult comes out. Skyroth catching out Umarg. He's going down. I mean, Ad Ulti are certainly taking these team fights, but there goes the second racks. David, get back, bro. Get back.
He does have the Aegis. They just secured Rush as well, so it's not going to be a problem if he does die.
I don't think
he does have a BKB charge up as well. So if he does die, he does come back with a full BKB, with all ults being down, and they might be able to turn and fight this. Yep, BKB goes up. They really should fight this. They might be able to kill the supports.
I'm not sure. It's
they
still
would have
like
been able
2
to
on
kill
5.
the Skyrock.
Tower is being attacked.
I don't know.
Comparatively to mech going down and the amount of farm that they have, I think they should have fought this. Having said that, they did what they wanted to do, which is secure the objective, secure the racks. They did lose 3 heroes, and as I was saying earlier, you know, there's a Desolator now on the Ember Spirit, and they're making a really good high ground defense. Yes, obviously they're 2 racks down, but you know, 1 more lost team fight, and that could be racks 2, the Radiant to add Ultimus against the Dire. So, you know, those exchanges with regards to the team fights are not being executed as well as they should, because Wave.XIL are losing way too much when it comes in terms of hero encounters.
When that last fight gave me hope. You know, they lost an Aegis, a support, and the offlaner. They're not getting kills, it's true. And let's have I'm been keeping a. Well, I've just got back. Let's have a quick look at the item chart now. But the net worth still heavily in favor of Wave.XIL. I mean, it's still their game to lose.
Yeah, and having said that, yeah, it's their game to lose. Death Prophet is tanking up at the moment. She has a heart already.
Death Prophet, although only buying heart in 35% of her games, has a 65% win rate with it. Is that what Ad Ulti needs? I mean,
yeah,
I'm not sure it is, because like her ult isn't doing that much. Like, it's doing a lot, sure, and like it's often enough to kind of take Davide out of the fight, but it's not the big AoE control that they need.
It's the Enigma, the AoE control that they need, which he does have a Blink Dagger on. So, you know, if he does catch 3 or 4 of them, with the Death Prophet ult going up, with, you know, Darkseer being there, with Ember Spirit having a Desolator, this is the opportunity for Ad Ultimus to get a 5-man wipe to win that fight. So, you know, they've held up for long enough. I know they're 2 sets of racks down, but they're held up quite nicely throughout, you know, the waves and waves of attacks coming from the wave. Do excuse the pun. But they do have a good chance to make a comeback. And, you know, you want Death Prophet to stay in those team fights. She runs distraction very well. Running in with her ulti, using everyone trying to focus her down. That might be just the right opportunity to be able to do a vacuum or a black hole and commit those things correctly.
So do you think...
Although I think that's...
But like, based on... Like, it would be easy to look at this and say, alright, Wave are probably going to win unless Ad Ulti can pull off something amazing. But Ad Ulti have been really impressing me, and they're built to come online around now. So what are the percentages as you see it? Like, what chance does Ad Ulti have? 10%, 40%, 60%?
No, I wouldn't say. I mean, if they get one good initiation, in terms of making a comeback, they can push mid and grab racks and go for tier 4s. Looking at the fact that none, with the exception of the Visage, none of the Wave have buyback.
Thank you.
With maybe the exception of the Viper.
But it's
well.
Visage.
Yeah, Viper and Visage.
Visage OP.
Yeah, it's only Visage and Viper that have the buyback. So if you're killing out the Shadow Shaman, if you're killing out the Invoker, there will be nothing to stop them from taking the racks. So that's the dangerous thing, is that I think at the moment, Wave are playing too comfortably.
Oh,
and
there we go, though.
pay for it.
Davide doing a huge jump straight into the DP ult, and there's a beautiful black hole coming out from Enigma, and that's bringing everybody low except for Alan. Huge 4-man wipe. Skywrath is down. Alan turning around, trying to make some damage. I think it might end up getting him killed though.
Radiant's top tower
Okay,
is under attack.
possibly not, but he played that way too cocky.
Radiant's
But they
top
do manage to
tower
get down
has
to
been
tier 3.
destroyed.
Wow, what a fight.
What a play. What a black hole. What a black hole.
He just needed
That's
that
all I
blink.
have to say about that.
He just needed that
That's
blink.
all I have to say about that. What a black hole. Perfect black hole at the perfect time. Okay, I don't know whether it's a bit late or not, but as I mentioned, you know, no one has buyback, with the exception of the Viper. I mean, Alan stayed alive throughout this. he's going to need to go back and heal as well. So that gives a bit of space to kind of push out the waves, get some farm in, and you're asking me about percentages, and if a play like that happened, if another play like this happens, I mean, the kill death rate was huge around mid game. It was, what was it, 28-16 at one stage, and now it's less than 10 kills difference. Obviously, it's going to be a big problem trying to fight against 2 racks down. But, to be honest, what happened within that team fight is the fact that the Wave are getting complacent. Because they were so far ahead, and because they had 2 racks, they got a little bit complacent. No one has their buybacks. They're engaging well, but they're kind of missing some crucial steps there.
Yeah.
And I think that's what lost them. As I mentioned, last game you saw them walking around, making sure that everyone has buybacks, making sure that they can get back into these team fights if necessary. This fight, they just all got wiped, and I think that will be a hit to their confidence as well. They're probably going to be thinking now, what can we do against this? How can we secure that 3rd rack? How can we finish this before they make the real comeback?
Because, I mean, have a look at the XP graph. This is one of the most dramatic XP graphs I've ever seen. At about 25 minutes, they were 20,000 XP ahead. Like, that is insane. And it's now almost level. Like, that should not happen in a game of Dota. The Statsman apologizes for the earlier Enigma stat. A quick reminder that only 2.2% separates these teams. Looking at the basic hero choices, and this clawback by Ad Ulti is proving it. It's true.
Yeah.
The awesome power of our Statsman is, you don't listen to him and he'll only give you 2 more stats that are more powerful than you can ever imagine. What I'm kind of surprised about David, because he's been talking about this, not a huge amount, but I had a chat with him about this at some point recently. He was playing a game once where the enemy team started to, at exactly this stage with mid and bot down, and David on the right, to gank into his high ground from the bot lane, and then they go for the team fights first and then the racks afterwards. And I think that's what he should be doing now, because all of what Ad Ulti can do is based around positional play. So come at them from both sides. They can't drop 2 black holes. Skylar thought can only come down once.
The Familiars and the Shadow Shaman ult is doing great damage. I mean, it brought that range rack to about 80 health. So, they can only, you're right. I mean, they can only defend so much against the Wave, and they know where they are. They just have to push out the other waves out, because otherwise they're going to lose.
Here we go, David again jumping straight in on this Death Prophet. Didn't work well the first couple of times. Looks like he's avoided most of the damage now though, but he needs to get back and start throwing stuff into his team. Oh, quick, 1 right click on Adray will save your team, David. 1 right click on Adray. He manages to get it, now trying to nuke down Psionic Lord before the ult starts to heal him. Manages to get it, and it's Invoker, Visage, and Viper finishing off that final hero. Death Prophet with a quick buyback, and then it will be the GG call if they can get her down. I think Mega Creeps now out for Radiant.
Yeah.
Dire still with 2 external towers.
Yeah. We saw another great black hole. The only problem is the Ember didn't have buyback, and he wasn't in that team fight. If the Ember was in that team fight, they would have been able to burst down Wave.XIL a lot faster, and they would have probably saved a lot more. At this stage, with all racks being down,
David, he wants a cheeky kill on the Darkseer. Pops his black hole. He might just get it. He will.
Dominating.
The Death Prophet will be way too aggressive though, David. Back up. But I do like what they're doing now, camping in the base. Make Ad Ulti feel
against
insecure.
3 lanes of Mega Creeps with everyone being down, you can't really do much. And Ad Ultimus had a really good chance of winning this game. It's unfortunate that the key items didn't arrive sooner.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Absolutely. Oh, and David, 1 right click on the 2 right clicks on it. There it is.
Radiant's middle tower.
I mean, like I can completely Ad Ulti. Yeah, I almost wanted to say they could claw this back if Wave are stupid with buybacks and everything else, but GG point must be coming soon. And this is it. This must be the final fight. Umag and David both dying to crazy tower dives.
GG's been called.
But GG called out by Adray on the Enigma. And GG, it most certainly was. Wow. Wow. Meta, thoughts?
I think it was a great game on both sides. The one thing that lost that initial phasing, that aggro trialing, which they didn't expect, the switching of the lanes around, Enigma not being in the jungle, meant that they couldn't get their key items quickly enough. And it was still a very exciting match. You know, I look forward to seeing both teams play again, hopefully, maybe in different games at sometimes. But great strategies, every team stuck to their guns, and they were both very close matches to the end.
Absolutely. I mean, just wow. I have not seen 2 games which were that close. Big thank you, of course, to Divok there. Twitch.tv/DivokDota, Grumbleduke Gaming. You're probably watching it right now. The other thing, of course, is Divok is in charge of doing our builds. So if you like playing Dota 2, check out his Twitch. Whatever. There will be information. Also check out www.thewavegamers.com. And there's information on the builds on our forum. You can contribute to, or just use them and pwn like we apparently pwn, because we are the wave.
Poning.
Possessive owning. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a thing that the kids do these days. You know, the kids.
Yeah. Sure.
The kids.
Sure.
We do have the build link on the website. But anyway, thank you very much for tuning in. If you're watching on Twitch, please do follow. It helps me make sure that we'll be able to get more of this and more from the higher divisions of the JDL as well. And if you're watching on YouTube, please leave us a follow and check out our other videos as well. They're fairly good.
Also, give us a like on YouTube if you can.
Thumbs up, bro. And yeah, have a good night and good games yourselves. Ciao.